Hey, what's going on? Dr. Kai Dupe, Coding While Black, episode 60. I'm chilling in Galveston, Texas on my summer vacation with my family. So I'm right here at the hotel on the seawall, and got up early because I'm taking part in a meditation retreat this week. It's part of my wellness program. I decided to drop a video, so you might hear a little bit of background noise as the workers are getting the pool ready and cleaning up and whatnot. Today is August 17th. It's a Tuesday. And 2021, again, this is episode 60. And just wanted to come out and give my thoughts on a few things that's been running through my mind. Number one, college, right? Like I mentioned, I think that for African Americans pursuing a career in STEM, any career really, your college degree is your best bet. Now, what I want to say about that is what I've been sharing with my children, which is something that I had to learn after the fact. I grew up poor, so when I went to college, I looked at it as a way to make money. I looked at it as a way to come up out of poverty, which it did help me to do. But at this point, I don't look at college that way. And I tell my kids, go to college because you want to learn something, and keep that idea completely separate from how you're going to earn your living. That's number one. In other words, don't look for the college degree to get you paid. Look forward to give you an opportunity to have different experiences and learn about a topic that you're interested in. If you're interested in computer science, go get you a degree in computer science. If you're interested in accounting or literature, go get that degree. When you finish with that degree, and maybe while you're in college, you may figure out what it is you want to do with your life in terms of how you make money. And that degree can be a totally separate endeavor from that. And then go and figure out how to make your money. Something else I want to talk about. I watched this show called Startup on Netflix. And there's a scene in that show, or it's a TV series, where this Cuban girl who had graduated from Stanford, she started a startup through her technical skills, her coding skills. And while they were starting the startup, she ended up having a relationship or business relationship with a brother who was basically a thug, and he was in the underworld, the criminal activity. And he had a son. And the son was watching the girl code one day, and he wanted to learn. So he asked her, hey, anything I can help you with? How can I help you? And she said, do you know JavaScript? And he was like, no, and he walked away all dejected. So she wrote down some websites, threw it at him and said, hey, go learn JavaScript, come back and we'll talk. My point about that is you have to learn whatever it is you need to learn, whether that be in college or some other means. In that particular episode, in that scene, in that show, he was getting a better education than he would have gotten if he had actually went to Stanford. She had already graduated from Stanford and was applying what most never learn how to do when they graduate. She was actually applying, and she was in his living room. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you learn it. It does in terms of what opportunities you get in corporate America. But they were working outside of corporate America. And I highly recommend watching that show. It's called Startup on Netflix. If you're working outside of corporate America, it doesn't matter at all, right? You learn the knowledge where you learn it, on the job, from somebody that already knows it, at college, through a certification program. Doesn't matter. But the bottom line is, you do have to learn. The last thing that's kind of been rumbling through my mind as I've been on vacation here the last 3 weeks is this. When I came up through tech, after like my first 5 years in tech, and I see a bunch of nonsense being posted right now on different social media platforms talking about, they want to hire a junior developer or a junior DevOps engineer, and they have all of these requirements. Why should you expect someone to have 5 years experience if they're junior? Because that's junior. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if the game has changed or you just haven't worked in this career and you don't know. 5 years and under, you're junior. You're not senior. Okay, I got 30 years of experience. I'm senior. 5 years and under, you're junior, right? And any years under that, you're almost apprentice level, internship. Okay, and so there's all this stuff being posted about, wake up to the companies, and how can you expect a person to know all this stuff and be a junior? That's what it is, right? It's not an easy field. But when I came up through my career at about the 5 year mark, right before that, you get this choice you have to make. And I don't know if it's still this way. It seems like it is, where you decide whether you want to go into management or you want to stay technical. I never wanted to go into management because I never wanted to be responsible for other people's work. That was just me, right? May have been a mistake in my career, but that's the route I chose. So I stayed technical. And luckily, I could stay on the technical path and earn money, earn good money, which is what I did, right? Because I like technical over management. I even see that now as somewhat of a mistake, and not so much that I didn't go into management, but what I have learned is people that make the big money in these careers are the people on the business side of it. Even though I'm saying, and I promote getting more of us in STEM, I'm not saying that as the end game. The end game is taking that STEM knowledge and that experience, whether you get it on the job or in college or a combination thereof, and applying that to your own business idea. Okay, this is why Steve Jobs dropped out of college. This is why Bill Gates dropped out of college. This is why Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of college, because college is not the end game. They went to college, and when they got to college and figured out what it is they wanted to do, they applied that to a business idea. Now, most of us, coming from where I come from, speaking for my own group, not everybody comes from where I come from just because you're black, but coming out of poverty, you don't really have time for ideation. You're trying to survive. In order to have ideas, you either engaged in work or you're sitting around pontificating. And most of us coming from the hood are not sitting around pontificating. That happens in college because you get some freedom, you get some time, you get to relax, right? You get to meditate, you get to study, you get to contemplate. And when folks realize, a la Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, you name the person, they realize, well, why stay here? Right? I know what I want to do. I got the knowledge. Move on. And the last piece about this, understand business. Be learning business skills and social skills while you're learning the technical skills, because it's the business skills that will give you the opportunity to apply what you're learning technically. So you're not some dude sitting around with an idea and need somebody else technical to implement it. Or you're not a technical person with skills like I've been all these years and I've never built a product, right? Not that I don't understand business, I do, and I'm still working on that. But you gotta have all of those skills, okay? So that's my rant for this morning. Finally made it to episode 60. My plan is to do 40 more. Once again, this is your boy, Dr. Kyle Dupe, coding while black, on vacation in Galveston, Texas, y'all. Head back to Seattle later on this week. Hope this helps. Peace.